Podcasting. Are we podcasting?
We're podcasting.
Casting pods.
Big time podcasters.
Is my microphone, am I hot?
You are
am I
on
hot right now? Am I live?
You need that right there. I think you should be good now. All right. We are live. We are podcasting. We are on the Duke It Out podcast, the dukiest podcast in town. We're back again with Patrick Madison. I know he was on just 2 weeks ago, but shut up. It's cool. It's fun. I like having Patrick on. What do you have to say about it?
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I recently this week have realized that I don't think men should have birthdays.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't like it. I feel like that's a lady thing to have everyone say, "Oh, happy birthday, have a good day." Like if you're a man, you can have a birthday, but like chill out about it. Like don't put like don't have your Instagram story of all the funny videos that your friend sends you of like just if your friend sends you a funny video of you guys and says happy birthday, like chill. And also like your birthday is the anniversary of the last time that you were in your mom's vagina.
Yeah.
Stop reminiscing on it. It's
the
weird.
Day you got out.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's funny. I do not have these birthday issues. I feel like my birthday goes largely unnoticed by not only my friends, but my family too. So I don't know what goes on in your world where you're so overwhelmed by attention on your birthday that you feel like you shouldn't be anymore. But
I'm not. It's not my birthday that's the issue. It's when grown men act like 12-year-old girls on the internet and like make their birthday out to be like a big day.
A lot of pandering on the internet.
It's
a lot
like
of cash apps and shit being put out there on people's birthdays.
It's like, dude, like no, like the people who care that it's your birthday are going to tell you happy birthday. Like I don't even like that people's birthdays are visible on Facebook. It's like if someone knows your birthday, they should know your birthday. Like no one wants 100 texts, and if you do want 100 texts on your birthday from people that you don't talk to all year, you need to go to therapy. You need to do something and accept yourself for who you are.
Have you had what brings this up in your life? Have you had a birthday recently?
No. I don't know if you saw, there was a certain person in the local comedy scene who made a post asking, essentially not asking, but they made a post for talking about, oh, thanks for the birthday wishes yesterday, and anyone who's gonna wish me birthday wishes on this post.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it grinded my gears, and I was like, you are too old to be celebrating your birthday. Once you're over 21, the only way that you should have a birthday is if you are turning 30, 40, 50, 60. Like women can have as many birthdays as they want. I have no judgment towards them. Maybe I'm sexist.
The birthday's a gender thing now.
Yeah, maybe I'm sexist. I don't care if women have birthdays every year. I don't care if women do a post to get attention on their birthdays, because that's fine.
Yeah.
But like if a man is pandering for attention on his birthday, it's like, dude, go to a steakhouse alone and enjoy yourself on your birthday. I'm not into it.
Man, I went to a steakhouse last night, and it was expensive, Duke. I got to tell you. Going out to dinner is something that I do not miss about being in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taking my girl out to fancy restaurants, shit like that, dude. I'm super over that. I spent like $100 last night, not counting the tip, just on dinner for 2 people at this fucking steakhouse.
Which one?
And it's like, this is such a fucking hole in my pocket now. I'm not that wealthy. I forget what it was called. It's something in Canton.
I mean, if I spent $100 on a dinner, I probably would miss my rent. So
that's funny, dude. You're young, dude.
Yeah, I went to Fleming's once with my girlfriend for like our 2-year anniversary, and that was hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I've been to Fleming's. I think
we both had a glass of wine. We both had a steak, and we split an appetizer. It was like $50 for each thing.
Yeah.
And then the line's like $20. It was like $190.
Yeah, I've been there.
But I had a gift card.
Not drinking saves me so much money on my bills, my tabs, dude. If I was still drinking, it would have been like $160 tab probably, because I would have spent like $40 on drinks, and she would have spent probably like $20 on drinks.
I have a couple drinks.
I would drink like 4 Heinekens at a steakhouse, dude, and they'd be like $8 a piece and shit, or $6 a piece. Yeah,
Well,
dude.
I have
Plus you
a
get
couple
tip
drinks
after
at
that.
comedy once a week, and then maybe 1 or 2 weekends out of the month, I'd drink with some buddies. But since I've been sober this month, I don't even I just realized that, like, you know, every time I'm going to comedy, I'm getting 2 or 3 White Claws for $6 a piece.
Yeah, dude. My tab at Funny Stop Comedy Club is one of the like main reasons that I stopped drinking. Main reasons. I was doing $40-$50 on a Wednesday there in Heinekens, and I'm like, dude, this has got to fucking change.
Yeah, when you get 3 or 4 White Claws at the Funny Stop during the show, and then you go next door and you get 3 or 4 White Claws after the show.
Yeah.
And
it's like you're 3 White
You'd
Claws
have
in, and
4
you're like,
times a
I might
month.
as well have a 4th one. You know what I mean? I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking... Yeah, alcohol is expensive.
Yeah, and then you drive home.
Mm-hmm.
That's no good. I got to shut this door.
Dude, I came
it's bothering me.
so close to getting a DUI. Right after Christmas, I think it was, in it was 2021. I left Barmacy on Sunday night. It's a shitty Sunday night at Barmacy. And I drank, I think, 6 Heinekens, because they were cheaper at Barmacy. So it was,
It's easier to drink. Well, if you're at Barmacy and 6 Heinekens cost what 4 Heinekens cost at the Funny Stop, it's
Right.
only
That's
logical.
exactly right. And I'm like, well, I would have spent this money anyway if I was at the Funny Stop. I might as well have the good time and get the 6th one. Honestly, though, the thing about, I said I almost got a DUI. I drank 6 Heinekens, and then this is the problem. Ray, a comedian, Ray, came over to me, and he had a weed pen, and he was like, do you want to hit my weed pen? And it was funny because I was like yelling at him the other day for because I was drunk. I was yelling at him a few days before that for not letting me hit the weed pen because he was blaming COVID. And this was in 2021 or 2020, so it was a very good excuse. But I was still like, fuck you, you're just being greedy. Won't let me hit your stupid weed pen. I was drunk. And then
I missed drunk Patrick by this much time.
Drinking at Barmacy, dude, and I was like 6 Heinekens into it, and then he comes over and he's like, oh, you want me? I got plenty in here. Do you want to hit it? And I was like, yeah, I'll take a hit. And I should have never done that. I took a hit of this weed pen, dude, and then I drove home like 15 minutes later, like legit.
No way.
I was driving poorly.
Mhm.
And I was like listening to the radio, singing along to like Toto, Africa.
Oh yeah, that song will get you a DUI.
I came up getting on the highway, and there was an intersection there, and I ran the red light. I
Ooh.
lightweight ran a red light. And as I was running it, I looked to my left, and there was a state highway patrol sitting there, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
And as I was getting pulled over, I was like, well, you've done it, you ruined it, you're fucked. Like, I was for sure
never going
like,
to Canada.
I'm gonna get a DUI from this, and then how am I gonna get to comedy? I was really upset, thinking, I'm like, dude, because my girlfriend didn't come with me that night to comedy, and she had been like tapering off coming with me to mics lately, and I was like, she's not gonna want to drive me to 5 open mics a week, and that's all I had going on in my schedule anyway. Anyway, though, dude, I get pulled over, and this cop is like asking me what's going on, if I've had anything to drink. And at first I was like, no. But then like the weed was making me paranoid, and I was like, what if he knows that you had something to drink, and then you're lying to him, and it's going to make him more upset?
Yeah.
And so after all these other questions, I interrupted him, and I go, wait, I had 1 drink. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, you asked me if I had a drink. I said I had 1 drink. And he was like, all right. Well, get out of the car. You got to do a field test. And I was like, oh, my God.
Oh.
I'm like, what did I just do?
Oh, my gosh.
So now I'm, like, on the side of the road, like, trying to touch my nose. And he's giving me the instructions. And I'm, like, so paranoid. And he's trying to get me to follow his finger. And I know from when I was a teenager, my friend's dad was a cop. And he was like, if you follow it to the edge, your eye will bounce if you've been drinking. so you have to look past the finger. And I'm like trying to remember some bullshit somebody taught me at a party when I was like fucking 12 years old or 13 years old, drunk as a 9-year-old man, 40-year-old man on the side of the road. And dude, he goes, I don't know what your problem is, but you seem okay to drive. Get out of here, you little scamp. He didn't say scamp, but he was like, get out of here. And I just fucking turned, like I did a 180 and just like dashed to my car. And then when I got home, I bawled my eyes out.
Oh my God. Yeah,
insane,
that's got to be scary. That's one of the things is like, even when I am done with sober January, I will not be drinking and driving. I won't be drinking at comedy anymore.
It is such an expensive mistake to make.
Yeah, and like I feel like I'm doing better at comedy. I'm more aware. I can see everyone in the audience when I don't have a drink.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to have a crutch of having to get fucked up before you can be funny.
Yeah, for 2 years I had at least 2 drinks before every set, and I stopped, and I think it's better.
Yeah, for sure it is. People think, I don't know. I mean, I suppose like alcohol can like loosen you up and lighten you up, and so you'll let yourself flow better. But I mean, it hinders you. Like no matter what people want to say about it, it hinders you.
Yeah, it takes the nerves away a little bit. Like I wasn't as nervous before my set.
Yeah.
When I had 2 drinks in me.
Right.
But when I'm on stage and I have 2 drinks in me, only 2 drinks, I can only see like say there's 20, 30 people in the crowd, I can see like 5 people's faces if I had 2 drinks. If I had no drinks and I'm 100% sober up there, I can see every person's face in that crowd and like see who's liking it and who's not. And I can like make eye contact, and I'm almost more socially interactive like from a stage point of view.
Right.
With less drinks.
You're more present. You're going to be more present when you're sober. Dude, like I get anxiety so fucking bad. I get social anxiety. I get stage fright. I get all kinds of shit that makes it nice for me to drink alcohol, or that alcohol takes away or makes easier on me. And like I didn't ever want to go on stage without having a couple drinks in me. I remember getting booked to do a sober living home. And I was like chugging Heineken 22-ounce bottles in the parking lot behind GW Nell's van with my girlfriend. While she was just like looking at me like, bro, you need help. Like this is not
one time when
sustainable behavior.
When I realized I should stop drinking for comedy is when I was broke and out of money and I didn't have money to drink. So I packed beers and I packed them in my glove compartment and slammed them right before I went in. I packed from home beers. It was like, oh, I don't have enough money to drink out. I just got to bring from home beers was my logical next conclusion.
No, I feel that. I was trying to drink before I would go to Funny Stop. And it's like I'm trying to get a buzz before I go to Funny. So I'm getting drunk before I leave my house and then driving as drunk as I'm going to be to Funny Stop. I was like, this is not working either.
Yeah.
We got to keep going.
Like what you said with that pen thing earlier, like hitting a little bit of weed. If you're say you had 3 or 4 drinks, you're not like that drunk. You're probably to drive home.
Yeah, not after the weed. It'll obliterate you.
You hit weed and you are suddenly 8 beers drunk. It doubles your beers.
It made me so paranoid though, is what it did. That's what because it got me to confess to this police officer after I should have. If I was just drinking, we were done with the questions. We had moved past it. But the paranoia of the weed, I doubled back. I'm like reading this guy's face wrong. Plus, it makes your eyes so red.
Yeah, and so what you should
do,
more
visibly,
if you have weed on you, telling the cop, yeah, I do have weed in the car, that's probably the right move. And being honest with him, and then but if you've drank,
you're fucked for sure if you do that.
No.
That's a 100%. That's a charge.
No, it's not. Not in Ohio.
I suppose not now, but
they decriminalized weed like in 2018, so you can have weed in your car, and it could only be a ticket.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so you could have
I knew that you could get tickets for it, but they take your license away they used to take your license away for possession of weed
until 2018.
Oh, really? They finally stopped that?
Yeah, so when I went to college, they decriminalized weed, and I was selling weed at college, and I knew all the laws. And so, but I also know cops, and they say, like, they don't like, depending on where you're at. Like if you're in Cuyahoga Falls, like don't tell the cop anything. Try your best to get away with
Well, yeah,
whatever,
dude.
because they're gonna get you for. I got a rolling a stop sign ticket. Like, you know, a cop has nothing going on in his life if he's getting people for rolling stop signs.
Did you get it leaving Funny Stop?
No, I just got it going to work in the Falls in the morning. Like, this dude had no other cop work to do rather than, and he was hiding by a stop sign waiting for people to roll the stop sign.
He knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, like that guy is like he's not like but if you're in Akron and an Akron cop pulls you over and all you have is weed on you and you say, "Hey, I got a little bit of weed. I didn't smoke before I drove."
Yeah.
But I have a little bit of weed in the car. They're going to be like, "All right, cool." Like, they aren't going to do anything. They're going to, especially now that it's legal. But like, they're worried about guns and meth. They don't in like a real city. They're not worried about a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
And like that is the situation where sometimes being a little honest with a cop, like I know a cop and he said, if somebody tells me they have weed, I'm going to say cool. If somebody says, "No, I have nothing in the car," and then gives you like they're suspicious and like then they search it and they find weed, it's like, now I have to because I have a partner here and like right. even if I personally don't care about weed, I can't not get you now.
Right.
And even though weed is just a ticket now, but if you have 2 baggies of weed, you could get a distribution charge.
That sucks.
And like even with weed being legal, you can still, like, if you have a scale in your car or multiple baggies of weed in your car, you can still get a distribution charge, even though weed is completely legal recreational in Ohio, because it's like a tax evasion problem then.
Right. That's why I quit fucking with weed a long time ago, because it's too easy to get caught with it. It's too obvious when you've been smoking weed. It stinks up the car. Good weed. The better the weed is, the more obvious it is that you have it, because the weed itself reeks up everything. Like, I had a friend of mine who got caught with like 50 hits of ecstasy, going down the interstate and outside of Philadelphia, and he had the fucking drugs inside of his door panel. He had taken this panel off of his door, went through all this effort to hide this ecstasy inside this door panel, but he also included a blunt of some like super loud weed that he had. Back then, it was harder to get loud weed. Not all the weed in the world. Like, now all the weed is like good, super high quality. Back then, it was harder to get high quality, so he's super excited to have this, and he hid it away in his door too, which was a huge mistake because it led the police to his ecstasy and got him in a lot of trouble.
Wow.
He did like 5 different kinds of ecstasy, so they charged him for each kind.
Yep.
Like, just different colors.
Yep, that's what they'll do, though, is they'll try and find you to have multiple things, and that's when you get in trouble. But, like, so when it comes to, like, weed and drinking, like, if you were someone who was like me and smoking all the time, every day, I was always high before I drank, so it never affected me. And like,
you have a high tolerance for it too.
I had a high tolerance for it, but also like it never would affect me if I had smoked and then started drinking.
Right.
But if you drink and then smoke for the first time, you'd get super drunk.
Yeah.
And so like even if you're used to, like, my body only knew being high and drunk. It never knew being drunk and then high.
Right.
But even there was times, like on my 21st birthday, I didn't smoke. We just started drinking early. I didn't smoke beforehand. And then I smoked in the middle of the night, and I just blacked out.
Right. Yeah, dude, that's what it does.
I was sleeping at the table in the bar. That's a good 21st birthday, though.
God damn.
Yeah, and that's the last time I celebrated my birthday because I am a man. I became a man on my 21st, and that's the last time I will celebrate my birthday. My girlfriend and my mother can celebrate my birthday, but that's a girl's thing to celebrate your birthday. They want to celebrate my birthday. No, I don't care.
Right.
Still on about. I'm still mad about that.
How old are you?
I'm 23. I'm gonna be 24 soon.
You haven't had that many When you get old and you got nothing else good going on in your life, and it's your birthday, and you're excited to have something to talk about for once, you remember that before you post that shit to social media.
I won't. You won't catch me. And if I do, we can pull this podcast up. And
I don't post my birthday to social media either. I don't know. It is kind of.
Everyone I know was born.
Right.
Everybody I've ever met was born. Like, it doesn't feel that special to me.
Right.
Like, yes, you're another year older, it's like a cool thing to acknowledge, but like I just don't get the whole like it's my birthday, everybody give me wishes. It's corny to me. Oh, what was it? There was another thing that I was thinking about today. I don't know. Oh, what's interesting is like I talk with my mom on the phone, and I'll be talking about, my relationship, doing comedy, whatever. And I was like, oh, I wish I could get out and do more comedy. And my mom was like, well, you can't let a girl dictate what you're going to do in your life. And I was like,
oh, yeah, that's a great
shit,
answer.
Maybe I should call Dad and tell him he didn't need to get that divorce.
Right? Oh, man.
It's
well,
like,
that got serious quick.
But it's so funny to see like your mom like be on your side when like damn well
right.
she was the same way any girl would be to your dad, and like you don't see it until you're older, and like she didn't see it. I said this to her. I was like, it's so funny to be like you saying this to me when like you and Dad would have had the same situation 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Right.
And it's funny to me to see how a mom changes when she has a son in like a relationship with a baby and stuff. She changes and becomes like your wingman all of a sudden. It's like where was all this respect for males when in your relationship? That's funny though.
That is funny.
They switch it up.
I don't know. Does your girl really give you that hard a time if you want to go out and do comedy?
No, she doesn't give me a hard time, but like we're busy with the baby, so like there's stuff going on, and it's like
I think a lot of girlfriends would be a lot less upset if people were just going out and doing comedy. But a lot of people doing comedy means going out and getting trashed.
Yeah, and that,
you know what I mean. It means doing 5 minutes at an open mic or something, and then spending 5 hours doing drugs and drinking.
Yeah, that's very true. And cutting that out makes her like comedy again. Like it's cool.
Right.
That you're going and doing something
interesting.
It's not the
comedy, it's the partying part that the girlfriends don't like, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure the part. But also like the being busy all the time. That's a thing. And then like comedies at like the time when your girlfriend wants to watch a movie with you. It's during the exact same time of the day.
There's 7 nights a week though.
Yeah. That was just like an example for that, but it's very very interesting to see a mom become a completely different personality
on your side.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's like I don't necessarily like want you to be on my side about everything. I want you to be like for real. Like, what's a girl feel like? Give me the real.
Right.
Give me the real info here.
Right. Well, women are bossy. Girlfriends are bossy. So I mean, they're gonna boss you around just to boss you around. Like, I mean, they just be bossing.
Yeah,
it's crazy how bossy they are.
I started listening to Patrice's The Black Phillip Show.
I'm not familiar.
It's Patrice O'Neill. It's like his men versus women show from 2005.
Okay.
And he's like intense, like, you gotta call him a bitch, like type attitude, like that's not what I take out of it. What I think is, from listening to that, it's like, if you want to like be able to like kind of like, maintain your life that you had pre-girlfriend, the only way you can do that is by like being almost like undeniably respectable. So like if you are just on top of your shit, you're like working hard at your job and like you're getting your stuff done at the house, and like she doesn't have to ask you to take out the trash. You just kind of take it out when it's full. You do your things.
Right.
If you're just on top of your shit and you're a respectable man and like you're a good man and you just do and you speak with your actions, she's like all for whatever you want to do because you have been
probably
dependable.
I mean, you're doing it right, so she'd have to be an asshole to tell you to stop doing the right thing. Also, I mean, though, like, but for real, obviously, you don't really want your life to be the same as it was before you got a girlfriend. It's not like you got a girlfriend and now my life is ruined. It's much better.
Yeah,
so,
but the one thing he said was
how
like,
can I have
you have to be the
both
guy that she fell for.
Right.
Because a lot of guys have a bunch of confidence when they're single.
Right.
That is unbacked by anything.
Right. Or they're just fronting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Confidence,
you know,
yeah, but confidence with no backing, like you're just fronting, trying to be cool. But that guy she fell for, that confidence level, what were you doing? He said that in the radio show. I call it a podcast, but yeah, he said, what were you doing when she fell for you? You gotta be that guy. Like, you can change, but you can't like get a girlfriend and then just like become a chump.
Right.
You have to be the guy that she liked.
I mean, I would think having a girlfriend usually is good for your confidence. So I mean, it's like having a cheerleader.
Yeah, having a girlfriend is pretty awesome. I love having a girlfriend. I love my girlfriend very much. But when it comes to like the things that I would be bothered about after listening to this show, it's like, oh, these are me things. These aren't her things. These have nothing to do with her. If I'm on top of my shit,
right,
she isn't going to be bothered and like have to be on top of me if I'm on top of my shit on my own. Right. And then she's even more supportive and more excited about what I'm doing because she's like, oh, look at him killing it.
Right.
And girls are attracted to that.
Yes.
They love when you're killing it.
Yes. Everybody loves when you're killing it.
Mm-hmm.
People are attracted to confidence and success, and just to generally to people who seem like they know what the fuck they're doing.
And even if you don't even know what you're doing,
like such a huge thing.
Just
dude.
effort. People who put in effort,
Yes.
you want people, like the people that you like demand respect. They don't command respect. People who command respect, they tell you got to respect me.
Okay.
People who demand respect they do it with their actions. They demand it through their actions. It's like, damn, I have to respect this guy for what he does.
Right.
Like when I hear about Joe Rogan's sauna and plunge every day, I'm like, damn, that's respectable.
Every day now.
Or however often
that's
he's
what
doing
you
it.
tried plunging today. How long have you been cold plunging?
I just did it today, and it
Is that
felt
your first
great.
ever cold plunge?
No, I've done it a handful of times in my life.
Where did you plunge at?
My mom has a sauna and plunge tank in her garage.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh, your mom's into the vibe?
Yeah,
your mom's a plunger?
My
That's
mom's
amazing,
like
dude.
a health nut, yogi.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's right,
yeah,
dude.
she's all about it. And
I've never tried plunging. Nicole, my ex-girlfriend, has been doing the sauna thing, but and she keeps telling me that I should do it, but I've never tried plunging, and I've wanted to. I almost bought a one for like $100 just so I would have one, and because I would like force myself to do it.
My mom just bought a big metal tank, a big metal tub, and drilled a hole in the side and put a drain spigot in it and leaves it in the garage, and it stays at like 50 degrees by sitting in the garage. And
that's not that bad.
But when you get out of a 120 degree sauna and plop right in there, it shocks your body, and you get out and you feel so good.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you feel
that's how you do it.
Yeah, I get out of the sauna, I go right in. It shocks your body down to cold, and then when you hop out, you like are like, and then when your shivers wear off, you're like, holy crap, I feel like $1 million right now.
How long do you sit in it?
I just go all the way under the water, in and out. Yep.
Dude, I'm watching some people on like YouTube and stuff. Oh man, what's the guy's name? The cold guy, Wim Hof. Oh my gosh, dude.
Dude's crazy.
Fucking, like freezing fucking water, just hanging out, dude. What the fuck?
I've jumped in the Portage Lakes.
Bananas.
When it's frozen.
That dude
almost
like
frozen
just
a couple
came
times.
and like changed everything. I didn't know. I thought you would die. I thought that like your heart would stop and you would die. But it turns out it's all in your head.
Yeah.
That's fucking bananas, dude.
I've done the polar bear jump. Where you jump in Portage Lakes, they cut a hole in the ice and you jump in.
Oh, that terrifies me.
I did that when I was like 12 years old. And I when I got 100 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I jumped in the lake when it was pretty much frozen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for the 100
badass,
subscribers
dude.
celebration. If I get 200, I'll do it again. I don't care. I'll do something else. I'll eat the one chip challenge. But yeah, I've done a handful of cold plunges. Like during high school football, during 2-a-days, we used to sit in an ice bath, like 6 guys in this big giant tub, and it'd be full. Like there'd be a layer of ice that thick on the top of the water. And we'd sit in it for 10, 15 minutes.
That's probably like in the 30s.
Yeah, and we'd do it for 10, 15 minutes. and sitting there, but because there's all those other guys around doing it, you don't feel shit. You're like, I'm not gonna be a bitch. There's these
'Cause
other
you don't
guys
wanna
in the
show
tub.
Weakness, yeah.
So, and like, but also it's a 90-degree day and you just practice for 3 hours and you have 3 more hours of practice. It's the only way you're going to feel okay to do 3 more hours of practice on a two-a-day.
Dude.
Yeah, two-a-days are the only time I'd hop in the ice bath. But when you're on a two-a-day and you just practice for 3 hours and you got 45 minutes to eat and rest before you're back to practice.
That's crazy.
Woo! You had to get in that ice bath. Be people waiting in line for the ice bath.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Man, that's nuts.
Let's do a couple buckets here. I actually refilled the bucket with all the words that have ever been in here are back in here now.
All right.
Let's draw.
How many words am I supposed to pull out?
However many you want. I got Putin.
Okay.
What do you got?
Weed.
Weed?
Yeah.
Putin versus weed?
Yeah.
Well, Putin's definitely Putin probably doesn't allow any weed. He's not for that shit.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit. Weed is awesome and Putin's a piece of shit. That's a easy argument to win.
Yeah. But it is, I love weed. It's so hard for me to argument that one.
Yeah.
Oh man. But Putin's he's pretty badass though. He knows like Krav Maga. Does weed know Krav Maga?
I mean, Joe Rogan smokes weed and he knows Krav Maga.
God damn it, you're right.
You know what I mean? So there you go.
That'd be the fight I'd love. Joe Rogan Putin MMA
I
fight.
think Joe Rogan kicked Putin's old ass, dude.
I want.
Putin's capping.
They say Putin's got like some type of disease or something, but like he's such a mysterious man. No one really knows if he really does or not. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool to like have to like maybe be dying, but like also be be starting a war.
No shit, dude. Yeah, like crazy old fucking man, dude.
Oh
yeah,
man,
dude. They say he's on like steroids. They said that like he was like showing like poofiness or something that he was on like testosterone and shit like that. Which I'm sure he is. I mean, he's an old fucking man who likes to ride horses. He's probably out of energy.
I wonder if he like really does he really like to ride horses a lot, or is that just like the most famous photo of him?
I don't know. Made famous by like Sean Hannity at Fox and Friends or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm in love with him over that shit, dude.
I just saw the episode of Family Guy, or not Family Guy, of South Park, where that World War III might start because there's a Russian kid facing an American kid in like the equestrian style competition. They go, where they jump over the things, and and they're worried that Russia's gonna start a war with us if we lose or win or whatever.
Man, dude, I haven't seen that show for a long time, but it's funny as fuck.
I just watched the most recent 2 seasons because I hadn't seen those ones yet, and I don't know. That show is just always nailing it. They're always nailing what's currently going on.
It's amazing. I remember when that show first came out, dude. It was so hype. I mean, it was like the cartoon with the little kids. I remember like my mom coming home and seeing my brother watching it, and she's like, "What the hell are you watching?" And he's like, "South Park," and he was like, "Oh shit," or she was like, "Oh shit," because one of my other brother had been like, "Mom, is it okay if we watch South Park?" And she was like, "What is it?" "No, it's a cartoon." "Oh yeah, okay, go ahead. I don't care if you watch cartoons." And then finding out what it was and being like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, you go.
But then my mom loves the show, so
Yeah.
she was like into it too.
They fucking killed Kenny.
Yeah, dude, and like the satellite dish coming out of Cartman's ass and shit.
Yes.
It was
Oh,
like the first episode or one of the first couple episodes.
what's the teacher's name? Garrity, Mr. Garrity, and he's Trump.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, the teacher's name's Mr. Garrity, and
Is he? Which one's the Kai?
oh, that's the
That's who I was
principal.
thinking
Yeah, what's it? The MK. What's it? I don't even know his name.
Or is it Mr. Mack? Oh, his
Mr.
name
Mackey.
is Mr. MK.
Yeah, Mr.
Mackey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Drugs bad, MK.
but yeah, they have the teacher become Trump. He goes orange and starts rallying.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then in the most recent season, he's got a new boyfriend, and he's like done rallying, and he promised he's done rallying, and they're on a vacation in South Carolina, and someone says, "Come on, just stay and rally for a little bit."
Right.
And he can't stop rallying,
Right.
and his boyfriend almost leaves him because he's like he didn't come back to the hotel room that night.
Stayed out all night rallying.
All night.
That's
so
awesome,
funny.
dude. That's fucking awesome. I know, like, Randy Marsh, like, has a Integrity Farms weed.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, dude, that's funny, dude. That's crazy.
In the latest season.
I remember the episode where he was trying to get medical weed and he gave himself testicular cancer and he had to push his balls around in a wheelbarrow because they were so fucking swollen and fucked up.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he would be standing out in public smoking weed, and he thought the people were like giving him a hard time because he was smoking weed in public, but it was because his balls were all fucked up, dude. He was like walking around singing Bob Marley.
In the one episode, he uses all his weed money to buy a fancy Japanese toilet.
Oh
that has the
yeah,
bidet.
I saw it, yeah.
And when he tries to tell the world about bidets and how beneficial they are for you, he gets shot. Big toilet paper is assassinating
Dude,
people.
It makes sense though, dude. For real, like toilet paper is ridiculous. If people don't have at least baby wipes in their bathroom, I don't know what's going on in your life, dude.
No, I just wrote
Like-
wrote a joke about that.
It's crazy, dude. Like dry ass paper. Oh my gosh, dude.
No, you have to have baby wipes, and we
Yeah.
all should have bidets
Yeah.
because literally the amount of toilet paper we use in America is like
Oh yeah. It's
damaging
sad
the
how much-
rainforest.
yeah,
How
dude.
much we're using,
Lot of
and
butts.
it's not good. Like it's bad. It's giving you hemorrhoids.
Yeah,
It's-
it's so harsh. Like I use baby wipes all the time. I don't have a bidet. I use baby wipes, and once in a while, if I'm like out of baby wipes or I don't have them, if I'm like not at home or something, and I have to use toilet paper, it's like using sandpaper, dude. It's outrageously aggressive.
But yeah,
Like when you're not used to it, dude, it's rough.
yeah. I'm gonna get what's it called? I'm gonna get the $50 attached to your toilet.
Yeah, I want. I
bidet here in the
wanted one
next
for a long
couple
time
months.
and just never got one.
Save all that money I saved from not drinking and smoking this month. I'm gonna
Right.
put into my asshole.
Yep.
I mean, if I want to, drink and destroy my asshole, I should at least spend a little bit of money
Right.
taking care of my
Right.
asshole. Like your assholes should be important to you.
Yeah. Mine is.
I care much about my asshole.
Mine certainly is to me.
You like a little finger in your butt while you're jacking off type of guy?
I've been known to dabble. I've been known to dabble.
Oh man, what's so funny is Liam Salvage. We started comedy. He started in May. I started like 4 or 5 months after him. But we never talked to each other. 3, 4, 5 months go by, and just one day we're sitting next to each other at the bar at the Funny Stop, and he goes, "You ever pop a finger in your ass to jack off?" And I'm like, "I mean, I've tried it," and we've been best friends ever since.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. Bonding, dude. That's amazing.
That is bonding. Let's pull another bucket here and
All
see
right.
what we get.
Go ahead.
Or you go up, and
Alright.
I'll do the same.
Try to get just one this time.
Try and get a good one. Drunk driving.
Drunk driving. I got Robert E. Lee.
Oh damn. So you're on the southern side of the Civil War.
Am I supposed to argue that Robert E. Lee is better than drunk driving?
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Or where it beats drunk driving.
That's
it
a
doesn't have to be
tricky-
better, but where
Man,
his strengths lie that drunk driving doesn't have.
tell you what. If somebody had been drunk driving while Robert E. Lee was playing in the street as a child, we might not have these problems. So.
Drunk driving their horse.
Yeah, their wagon.
That actually is pretty sad that we don't have horses anymore, because like if everyone just had a horse, you don't have to
Right.
drive drunk. Horses know their way home.
No, I imagine though that there were like some pretty gnarly wagon accidents because of drunk carriage riders. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
There were, I'm sure there were like some horse riding incidents gone bad because people were too fucked up on them.
Yeah, you're like, go faster, go faster.
You think a horse would just
Yeah.
self-drive like a Tesla?
Yeah, the thing that's the worst about a horse is if you get into a horse accident, you got a dead horse.
Man, how messy is that?
Yeah, you got a dead horse and a dead family.
God. The whole family died in a horse riding accident.
Gosh, that would suck. your family's just trying to come home on a nice day, and a stupid drunk driving carriage destroys your family and your horse.
No shit. That's everything you got, you know?
Yeah.
At least if you had the horse, you'd have a pet still or whatever.
God, I wonder how many people didn't make it out to Oregon and California on the Oregon Trail just because they were drunk driving their carriages.
I'm sure that there is a lot of like, I don't know. I could see things, you know, if you were counting on a horse to get you across the country and then it broke its leg or something, then, you know, then what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to die of exposure in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
Because your fucking horse isn't worth a shit anymore.
And no one's going to pick you up and give you a ride.
Gimp horse.
They have if you're stuck out there on the Oregon Trail and you're just like trying to hitchhike a ride, there's like 17 kids and 2 parents on every carriage. They're not going to have room for you.
Dude, I'm so glad that I'm alive in 2024 because that sounds like shit. To be honest, that sounds like a suck time to be alive. I spend half of my life like schlepping through Oregon so that I can get to where? The fucking little Mormon monastery or whatever that my weird uncle's building that I have to be a part of and cut lumber for all day. I don't know.
God. That, you know what? If you do make it all the way to Utah from like New York on your carriage, and you find out when you get
your whole fucking life to do it.
Yeah, it takes you years to get out there, but then when you get there, you're like, oh, what? I can have more wives? Fuck yeah!
That might have made it worth it. Actually, that might have made it worth it. They're like, dude, we just got to get over this mountain real quick, and then guess what? You get all the wives you want.
Yeah,
that would have been. And they couldn't really get away back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're my wife, and you do what I tell you to do, or I'll murder you or beat you. I don't know. Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Bad stuff that I don't condone. I'm just saying.
How bad would it have been?
How bad would it been a great time to be a Mormon.
Yeah.
Not a good time to be, you know.
How bad would it have sucked to be that you land in Utah and you're like, shit, you get more wives here? I'm gonna keep going. Maybe in the next state I get more wives and you get more wives and something else, and then you get to the next state and it's like, no, you only get one wife here.
Right.
You're like, wait, I'm going back. I'm going back.
And then you went up and then you went back down again.
Oh, man.
I don't know what to do with all those wives. It'd be a lot.
Once
the novelty wore
I don't
off.
want a second girlfriend. I don't want another girl.
Right. That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, like, okay, it'd be novel at first. You got to have another woman to have sex with. But I mean, like, honestly, it'd be just like somebody more. Just be like
it's already
a
hard
laborer.
enough. It's
be like a general laborer. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I need her to do like chores in the other half of my big house.
Yeah, but like, it's honestly hard enough to find a show to watch with one girl.
Right.
You spend so much time scrolling through, and if they have 2 different tastes in Netflix, you're never gonna watch anything. You're gonna spend your entire life reading descriptions and watching trailers.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. What's going to happen. You're going to be in trouble.
My girlfriend gets mad at me because I like reading descriptions and watching trailers. Like, sometimes it's like, I don't even want to watch Netflix right now. I just want to see what's on the coming out list.
Well, yeah, dude, sometimes it's fun to flip through. You know, you don't want to commit to anything.
Yeah, I'm a scroller, and she's like, let's watch something.
Right.
She's like, turn on a dumb reality TV show. Then I'm like, no way. I am going to read the description of this anime I'm never going to watch.
Yeah, sometimes just watching the preview is about as much of it as I can handle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, you know what? That's enough.
Yeah. So I like to go and sometimes just scroll through shows that I really liked and just like scroll through the seasons and be like, yeah, that was a good season.
Yeah. Be like, this is a good episode. Oh, I remember when Kramer got up to that hijinks.
Yeah, I'm never gonna I'm not going back to watch it again, but I'm just scrolling through the episodes.
Reminiscing, doing a little reminiscing. You know, you don't want to commit to the whole episode, but you got it. You know what's up.
Like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
February 22nd, they're dropping season 1 of the live action TV show.
Okay.
And so I just keep going and like looking through the Avatar: The Last Airbender show to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good live action show.
Yeah, just reminded. I didn't watch that one.
It's pretty good. If you do want to watch the original cartoon, it doesn't take very long to watch the 3 seasons.
Is it based off like an M. Night Shyamalan movie? Or
I don't know what it's based off of.
I remember a live-action Avatar movie before the cartoon came out.
No. The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie was after the cartoon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and it stunk. Like it didn't cover half the stuff they covered in the. Basically, they tried to do the first season of the anime,
Okay.
or it's a cartoon because it's American.
Okay.
But they tried to do it like it's like Cartoon Network's like one of their top shows ever. It
Okay.
might be their top show ever.
Okay.
But they tried
made
to do
their
it, and
own,
they just really destroyed it, and it looked bad. And like, you know, the firebenders, they shoot fire out of their fist, and like the firebenders in the movie had to like grab fire off of a torch to throw it. Like it was like very not true to the show.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You gotta the most important thing is to stay true to the source.
Yeah.
When you do shit like that.
And to
Like,
cover,
it doesn't matter if it looks bad or the acting's bad. It matters if they're true to the source. It
Yeah.
always does, dude.
if you cover 18 episodes in an hour-and-a-half movie, you're skipping so much. Like
Right.
it's an episode. It's written episodic. Like they're keeping it episodic now. Sure, they're gonna condense it for the live action, but I'm assuming it's gonna be like 10 or 12 36 40-minute episodes rather
Right.
than 18 to 20, 18 20-minute episodes.
Right.
But that it's a really good show. Like I watched it as a kid and just was like, "Oh, it's so cool. He's fighting with air and fire and earth."
Right.
Then I went back and watched it during COVID as a 20-year-old and was like, "Dang, like it's got a real story. Like there's this avatar who's supposed to be the force of peace and balance in the world. He's one guy who can do all four things: fire, earth, water, and air.
Okay.
And everyone else can either do nothing,
Right.
they're just regular folk, and some people are born benders who can if they're in the earth kingdom, they can bend earth. If they're in the water kingdom,
Okay.
they can bend water. So like they can fight with these things. And there's one guy who's supposed to keep the peace in the world, and he is 12 years old, got scared of the responsibility when he found out, because he's just a goofy 12-year-old kid. He found out he's going to have to keep all the peace in the world.
Oh wow.
And so he ran off and got into a flying bison accident and got frozen in a block of ice. And 100 years goes by, and one of the nations, the Fire Nation, conquers the world. Very like Hitler-esque,
Okay.
like Germany conquering the world, like reminiscent.
Yeah.
Like that's clearly where the inspiration is from. Like the uniforms and everything
Right.
are Nazi.
Okay.
And so he's frozen in a block of ice, and over 100 years they conquer most of the world, and they're controlling the world. So he comes out and doesn't know 100 years have passed. The avatar's been missing. Usually every time the avatar dies, another avatar is immediately born.
But because it was frozen.
Because he was frozen, there's 100 years where there's no force of peace and balance, because he's so powerful. If anyone tries to act up, he has to stop them. So
Is he who the story's about?
yeah, it's about
Okay.
him, and about him coming out of the block of ice, and then he only knows how to airbend because he was an airbender, and he's the last airbender because while he was
because they killed them all.
while he was frozen, they knew that like the way it goes, it's like after a firebender is the avatar, an airbender is going to be the avatar. So they went and
Okay.
they killed every airbender. The firebenders
Oh wow.
did. And so they genocided his people, and he's the last one of his kind. And
Better start breeding.
100 years goes by, and he has to wake up, find out everyone he knows is not only dead, but was murdered by the Fire Nation just shortly after he was frozen in that block of ice. And in the last 100 years, they conquered the world, and he's got to restore balance to the world and like, get everyone back to normal.
Man.
It's like, wow, this is a kid's show? Like, there's a
Yeah.
good story here. You follow it, you get excited. You're like, how is he going to defeat this powerful nation with armies and a navy?
He's
And
gonna bend some air.
he's going to bend some air, and then he only knows how to bend air, so he has to go learn how to bend water and earth and fire in like a year's time, or else he's going to be too late, and it's going to be like almost
You're gonna bend his ass.
yeah. And basically each thing you're supposed to spend like all the other avatars spend like a decade learning all the
Yeah.
things over the course of a decade and mastering them. He's got to master everything in a year.
It's going crash course style.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show for a kid's show.
Sounds good. I love cartoons, so I'm sure I would like it.
Yeah. I just finished One Piece, 1,091 episodes.
Did you watch them all for real?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
So that's very sad for me right now because it's like, damn.
Wow, I can't believe you watched them all.
Yeah, I mean,
How long did it take you?
a year. And I took a long break, and I binge watch when I watch something.
Yeah.
So I watch the shit out of something.
I watched like 5 or 6 episodes of One Piece.
Yeah.
It was okay.
You gotta, the One Piece is like a show where the beginning is like kind of silly and goofy, and then, you get, 200-300 episodes in,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, this is the best universe, best world. Like, I'm so sold on everything.
That's crazy. There's that many episodes of it.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
I did skip certain chunks. Like, I went online and found this list of like
Oh,
episodes.
you did? You skipped episodes?
Yeah, so I went and I found this list of so like how it works is there's a comic book that it's based off of,
Yeah.
and sometimes to like make a big fight, they have to spend a bunch of time designing it and like making the stuff for it.
Okay.
So in the meantime, they put out silly filler episodes that have nothing to do with the
really?
real story, or it's like flashbacks that like aren't canon. And so I found a list of episodes that like aren't part of the
How
real
many
story.
are there?
There's like hundreds of episodes that aren't part of the real story.
Well, you got those to watch now.
Yeah, so
Catch up on all the extra junk.
so you can watch those. Most of them are like silly side stories that
Right.
like it's like somehow they're like on another island all of a sudden
Right.
doing some like corny because it's a really badass show if you follow the main story.
Right.
But like there's like corny like, oh, they're trying to get ice cream or something. It's like, and like Naruto's that way too. Naruto's
Yeah,
even more.
I feel like I remember Dragon Ball being that way.
Yeah, almost all.
Where there'd be like random episodes that weren't like carrying the story that was taking forever to.
Yeah,
I
all the
watched Dragon Ball
animes
Z
like
a lot
that.
when I was young.
That's one I haven't seen that maybe
It was
I'll watch
really
one
hype
day.
when I was, in high school.
I saw all of Naruto.
Anime weren't popular. It wasn't popular. Like only like obscure nerds had anime when I was like a teenager.
Yeah, now it's like hot
Like
girls.
Ninja Scrolls was really cool, dude. It was so violent and bloody and shit, and we're like, oh man, this is badass shit, dude.
Yeah, now you go to Comic-Con and it's like
Yeah,
really
dude, now
hot
it's
girls.
so different, dude. It's so mainstream compared. Someone made me think of this the other day. Comic books too, or Comic-Con, all that nerdy shit. Cartoons are so mainstream now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like,
I mean, Marvel
like,
was
it was
nerdy
like
comic
taboo
books.
to have like swearing and or nudity in cartoons when I was young. Like
yeah. And One Piece
hard to
has like
find.
swearing and nudity, but like
Yeah.
you don't see the nudity.
a lot of anime is like can be risque. Dragon
Mhm.
Ball, like
I
what
don't know.
was another one? Sailor Moon was.
Yeah, I like Japanese.
Tenchi Muyo. I really like Tenchi Muyo. That came up yesterday.
I like Japanese culture. Like the samurai shit is
Yeah, they
dope.
got cool stuff.
Like,
man.
Japan is like really dope. I understand why they were like, we should conquer everyone. Our shit's
Yeah.
cool.
They
It
make
makes
good
sense.
cars, dude. I got a Toyota car, dude. I love it.
They do make good cars, and
Yeah.
like just the like. I could watch any type of samurai show. I watched like a history samurai thing, and like
yeah,
the drama, the like, they're like, it's almost like if knights were cool.
yeah,
Like
for
if knights
sure.
were
It's
cooler.
badass, dude.
Like I feel like knights were like kind of cool, but like I don't know. It's not the same to like be on a horse with a thing to be like, I'm gonna dress up in armor. We're gonna have a 1-on-1 sword battle. And if you slice me, I'll finish myself off out of honor.
That's nuts, dude. They're nuts with that shit, dude.
That's crazy.
Fighting with swords would be fucking insane, dude. Like,
You ever
you
seen?
make one mistake, dude, and you're like so fucked up from it. Like getting slashed with a katana would be just horrible.
Yeah, you ever see the videos of like people still sword fighting today? Like they have like the dull blades and they really are in chainmail and smacking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, dude. Like the knights, like they have those like places where you go and have dinner, and then
Mhm.
they like have knights come out and fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's like I see it on Instagram a lot. People who are like legit sword fighters. Like,
That's
that's their
crazy.
thing is sword fighting. But I saw a video of like it gone wrong the other day. Like
well, I bet, dude. I
dude,
bet there's a ton
dude
of 'em.
actually sliced the dude.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Because they're really going at it, but their blades aren't sharpened.
right.
So they're dull blades, and they're really going to get a hit on the ribs or on the
Right.
shoulder, and they're in the chainmail and the armor, and it went right between the chinks in his armor up here and
man.
sliced him right in his shoulder and like really got in there, and it was a
Dude.
dull sword with no blade on it. Ugh.
Yuck.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting sliced by a sword.
My neighbor was playing with his brother's katana blade that he got from, I don't know, like a mail order, or who knows, whoever the fuck you get
I still
katana blades in 1998, probably 1994 actually. And he was like playing with it, dude, and he sliced his finger open so deep, dude. For fucking.
Yeah. You ever heard the meme where it's like, are swords cool? Yes. Do cool guys have swords? No.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Every guy probably agrees that swords are pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
But the
It's
only
in
guys that
my
have a
nature,
couple
dude.
swords
Right.
are not the coolest guys.
That's
kind
of fucked up, dude. You got to resist it, because every guy every guy pretty much
Has been
sees
like, I
swords
need a
and it's like,
katana.
dude, those are badass.
But
But then like owning those things, like you're not allowed to act on it, dude. They're like forbidden fruit.
Mhm. It is.
That's fucked up, dude.
We
Like,
all want a sword,
right.
but we all don't
I've
want to
never
be.
seen a sword and been like, that sword sucks.
Yeah,
Like
no.
every one of them has been badass, dude, for real.
Every sword is. It's so fun
Every
that like
single one of them.
shit that destroys shit is just
Yep.
generally badass
Right.
to us. Like I have a little quarter stick of dynamite.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can. I was hanging out with my cousin. I ran into him over at my grandpa's house. I was picking up wood, and he was over there helping my grandpa build something. And he's like, "Dude, I got these little mini sticks of dynamite. You want one?"
Yes.
Yes.
Of course I do.
I have
bro.
no idea what I'm gonna do with it,
Blow
if
something
I'll
up,
ever
dude.
use it,
Gotta
where
blow
I'll use
something
it.
up.
But I was going through my nightstand drawer today looking for that camera piece, and bam, there it is. And I'm like, holy shit, I forgot how awesome of a thing I have in my nightstand right now. I got it last year, and I was like, when it snows this winter, I'm going to build a snowman and blow him up. But it never snowed enough besides last week, and I didn't have time last week, and I didn't know I still had it. I forgot about it. But now that I have dynamite, I got to find something to explode.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot. Dude, when I was a kid, we took these CO2 cartridges
Mm-hmm.
that you would like put into a gun,
Yeah.
and we just emptied them out, and then we like took a nail and made the hole a little bigger, and then just funneled fucking black powder into them, and put a wick, like a fuse, and then like I used hot glue at the top of it, dude, and made like these fucking
Little
crazy
grenades.
little grenades, little dynamites, dude. And we were like taking them and throwing them in the river, and they wouldn't go out from the water. They'd fucking explode. And they were dangerous as shit. Some of them were rolled in BBs to make shrapnel fly. And I had like a few of them left over, and my younger brothers took them from me. And I remember him telling me that him and his friend like almost hurt themselves with them, dude. Like I cringe to think about them getting their hands on them now, because they were like fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like they would blow your hands out like no problem. Blow
problem.
your hand off, dude. Like no problem.
Yeah.
And blind you and all this other shit. And I was 13, and they were made to kill. And I was like 15, so my brother was probably like 11 or 12 years old, dude.
It's
like lighting them off with his friends, dude. Like they're not toys.
It's so crazy that male instinct is like, I should make deadly weapons
Yes.
at like 10 years old.
I remember my buddy making napalm. He had like a giant jar of napalm from
Yeah,
like melting styrofoam
Styrofoam in
and
the gas.
gasoline.
Yeah. I did
You
that
know
when
the
I was like
recipe.
12.
Of course
yeah.
you know the recipe.
Yeah.
But he had like a giant jar of it for like no fucking reason, just to like light off in the middle of the
We'd
street,
take whole
dude.
styrofoam coolers and get them down into one little
Yes.
cup.
Yeah, dude.
And then like I remember being like 10, 11 years old and like drawing up designs, being like, if I take a Frisbee and I take nails and I put them from the inside all the way out, it's a death disc.
Right.
And I'm throwing knives in trees.
Right.
Like that's like my day.
Yeah.
It's like like my day
It's
is
a good
like
day.
my day is like, all right, can I make a spear?
Yep.
I'm gonna sharpen a stick on the driveway and I'm gonna go walk through the woods
Yeah.
and see if I can find a raccoon to pick a fight with.
It's insane.
Why is that? Like, what? Like,
Dude, I was like causing drama with my BB gun, dude. I was out there like taking care of all the birds in the neighborhood, dude. For
Oh,
a couple
yeah.
of years there, dude. I was out there just hitting licks.
I remember we got a bullfrog with our BB gun
Oh,
one time.
jeez.
We got a bullfrog, and It's terrible now that I
It
think
is
about
terrible.
it.
As an adult, I'm like, you're a fucking maniac, Patrick. But dude, as a kid, dude, I was like the Terminator, bro.
Yeah.
And all the birds were John
They
Connor.
say
dude, and I was
serial
out there
killers
just causing drama, dude.
They say serial killers
singing
kill
them
animals
lullabies.
when they're
Yeah.
kids, but like I think
Well,
every
so
boy,
do regular ass comics too.
I think
evidently.
every boy or a lot of boys were just out there trying to kill any animal they could
I mean,
see.
I was hunting. You know what I mean? I was
Mhm.
hunting. So
Yeah, I remember I got super into it, and I had YouTube when I was 12, so
yeah,
I go on YouTube and I find out how to take fishing string, a couple sticks, and make snares. And
yeah.
so I was setting snares for squirrels in the
course
woods,
you were.
trying to noose
You
those
gotta
aboard.
survive, dude. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta survive.
I
What are you
don't-
gonna do if there's a fucking, Armageddon? You
It's
gotta
so-
know how to snare some squirrels, bro.
It's so crazy that your natural instincts just kick in as a kid, and you're like, I gotta learn how to kill some shit, or
Right.
else I'm done for.
Yep, you gotta dominate.
I love being a guy.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
it's awesome.
It's so fun to. I gotta blow something up.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out what I want to blow up, and where I can blow something up with. Like now, I gotta yeah. If I would have got this piece of dynamite at 16, I would have taken it to a freaking Walmart parking lot and blown
yeah.
some shit
I mean,
up.
you just find the
like whatever.
nearest empty space. dude.
Yeah,
For real, I was
but-
like, you throw it out in the driveway, probably.
Yeah, but now I'm like, where's like a place where I could legally
Right.
explode something?
Yeah, without
I don't think-
getting sued. And
Yeah,
shit.
I don't think dynamite fishing is legal.
No, I'm sure it's not. I don't want to hurt animals anymore either.
Yeah, I don't wanna hurt an animal. Well, I'll kill a deer, I'll kill a fish, but I'm gonna eat it. If I kill it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm all
Yeah.
for. I actually think that like hunting your own stuff is like the best way to eat meat.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
Because
It
like
is awesome.
if you catch the fish and you kill the fish and you eat the fish, like
Can't argue with that.
you did all of
know?
it. You did everything.
Right.
You like I got a deer once. I went deer hunting and I killed one deer before, and like it's awesome. I mean, I ate the heart. I ate everything.
Oh, wow, dude,
yeah,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
and it's like I know that deer wasn't living a terrible life
Right.
in a farm, and it wasn't getting fed bullshit.
Right.
Like I know that deer was like it had a real life, and like
yeah.
something was gonna get it eventually. That deer don't die of old age. Deer get
I think a lot of deer die at old age.
old and they get picked off by a pack of
Oh.
coyotes or a
Oh,
car.
yeah.
Like,
I
you-
mean, that's
You get older. They get older and they get picked
old and
off
feeble.
by
I mean,
yeah.
dude.
In nature, nothing really dies of old age. They get old enough to where they're easy prey.
Right.
But I was just a part of the ecosystem there. I wasn't removed from the ecosystem, and like it feels nice to be in the ecosystem like
it's
a
very
real
fulfilling
animal.
to be self-sufficient, dude. There's
Mhm.
like a lot to be said about being able to like take care of yourself and provide for yourself. And there's like a very primal instinct that gets satisfied when you go out and hunt and like provide for yourself like that.
Yeah.
It's like a self-satisfaction that comes from, working for what you got and feeding and
If I could, if I had the time and the resources to go deer hunting, and like, you can kill like 5 or 6 deer in a year in Ohio.
that's a lot.
And like, I don't know if maybe it's less than that, but like we have such a deer overpopulation
Right.
that there's a lot
Yeah, they're
of deer.
all over the place, dude.
And so like if you did that, you could have enough meat for like my family, my mom, my dad, and like I could have enough
Right.
meat for
Yeah, full
everyone for a
village, dude.
year.
Yeah.
And like then that way no one's eating bullshit meat from the supermarket if they don't want to. But I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you for making it out last minute for this
thanks
podcast
having
me.
dude.
It was a
For
good
real.
time.
Yeah, I had fun.
Thank you guys for listening to the Duke It Out podcast. Like, subscribe. Just don't forget, this is the Dukiest podcast in town.